we've been talking a lot about Apple's spring-loaded event and so much to unpack here. Lance Whitney with me to talk a little bit about this, specifically the new iMac. Lance, we've done a lot of articles and videos about the iPad and the tags and all of that kind of stuff. But today, specifically focusing here on the new iMac. What really stood out to you with this?
Yeah, Karen. So Apple had a lot to unveil at this event the other day. Several cool features. But I think the product that's probably been getting the most buzz is the new iMac. And the iMac's been getting a little bit long in the tooth, so it definitely benefited from an update and an upgrade at this point. And it has a lot of new, interesting, clever features, but just to kind of pare it down to a few of the most notable and I think beneficial ones. First and foremost, the new iMac comes with Apple's M1 chip. And this is the processor that Apple came out with last year that it already added to the MacBook Air, the 13-inch MacBook Pro, and the Mac Mini. And this is Apple's attempt, obviously, to get away from the standard Intel architecture and come up with its own processor. And the M1 has also been getting a lot of good reports and good reviews, because it's faster, it's more powerful, it's more energy efficient, it's less of a drain on the battery than the than the standard Intel-based architecture. So the iMac definitely gets a shot in the arm with the M1 chip, that it will make everyday tasks go faster, like browsing the internet. But certainly if there are CPU intensive or compute intensive tasks that people are doing, like editing a video, editing a 4K video, for example, the chip is definitely going to boost the performance in that regard. So this is definitely a good feature for the new iMac. Another thing is that the new iMac has a much thinner and sleeker design than the previous model, and this is because Apple was able to condense some of the internal components. So it's going to take up a little bit less space on your desk or on your table. The display itself has also been really beefed up. It offers a 24-inch screen, and it has a 4.5K display, which really packs in the pixels and offers a really sharp, bright, colorful display. The screen also uses a True Tone feature, which I think is especially handy these days, because it will adjust the color temperature based on your surrounding conditions. So with everybody working remotely these days, and with people having different lighting conditions at home, that's definitely a great feature to include. And then another good feature I think that Apple added to the new iMac is they outfitted it with a 1080p camera. And in the past, Apple's built-in cameras haven't always been of the greatest quality or the sharpest display, but this is a good sign here that it's got a nice juicy 1080p camera. And again, same thing with people working from home these days and doing video conferencing and virtual meetings. You really want to have a nice sharp camera to look your best. And then one final feature here that I thought was cool too is that Apple has also upgraded the speakers and the microphone. So you've got a 3 microphone array built into the iMac. You've got woofers, you've got all these cool things that Apple added. Again, with people having virtual meetings, you want good quality sound, you want good quality microphones. So I think Apple really delivered with what they did to the iMac as far as that goes.
Yeah, and really keeping in mind, that this is our way of working now, right? That so many people are working from home and they need these features to make that, possible and to make things look better. So Lance, 2 price points here. Talk a little bit about the differences.
Sure. So there's a base model and there's a more expensive model. And there are some differences in terms of features between the two. So both versions come with 2 Thunderbolt ports as well as Wi-Fi 6, which is the latest Wi-Fi standard. The more expensive version of the iMac also includes 2 USB 3 ports and a gigabit Ethernet port. And there was one cool thing that Apple did here that caught my eye is instead of putting the Ethernet port on the unit itself, the port is on the power adapter, which I thought was really a unique twist here, because it means that you're not having to deal with these cables on your desk plugged directly into the iMac. The cable is plugged into the AC power adapter, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, not cluttering up your desk. So I just thought that was a kind of a small but really cool update to it. The base iMac is available in 4 different colors: blue, green, pink, and silver. The more expensive model comes in 7 different colors, so that provides a nice little colorful twist there. And then there are some differences in terms of the keyboard that comes with the unit. There are 3 different keyboards that people can choose from. One is a regular Magic keyboard. The second one is a Magic keyboard that has Touch ID built in, which again, I use Touch ID on my MacBook Air because it's built in, and it's really a very useful feature, because there's so many times when you're asked to sign in with your Apple account when you're doing things on your machine. So the Touch ID feature really makes things a lot simpler and more seamless as far as that goes. And then the third keyboard that is available is a Magic keyboard with Touch ID and a numeric keypad. The base model comes with the regular Magic keyboard, and the more expensive model comes with the Magic keyboard with Touch ID.
I love all of the colors, Lance. This was a very colorful release.
It is, yeah. It's when you talk about the specs and the tech behind it, and and the chips and everything else, and get to the nitty gritty. That's what really powers the machine. But face it, as we're working at home, we want something that looks nice.
Yeah.
And maybe matches the color scheme of our offices or our rooms, right? Yeah. So Apple, I think, is really trying to appeal to home users and to working people who are remote, and want something that's going to kind of liven up their workplace.
Yeah, most definitely adds a little spice to it. I like that. Yep. Well, for much more, of course, you guys on the new iMac and everything that was released this week through Apple, make sure you check out TechRepublic. We've got all kinds of articles, videos, and all kinds of stuff there for you. Thanks again for watching.